What is happening, guys? You're tuned in. You're still tuned into 3 Music TV. This is your boy Kojo Trip, and I bring you Thread Special. Now, I tell you all the time that we call it the Thread Special because it has to do with us bringing your way some very, very special guests. And today, I have one in the person of the beautiful, the lovely, the amazing songstress, Anabel Rose. I want a drum roll for Anabel Rose. Anabel, yeah, a drum roll for Anabel Rose. Welcome to our studios, Anabel Rose.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're looking gorgeous, by the way.
Thank you. I tried my best.
As always. Yeah, someone says you're looking like a rose.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, that's fitting.
Yeah, that's fitting, right? It fits.
Exactly.
Anyway, you're welcome to our studios once again.
Thank you.
It's exciting to have you here. You have been doing amazing, and I think that we're going to have a very, very wonderful conversation. I've actually been looking forward to this, so
I'm excited.
But how was your day going so far, by the way?
Accra always finds ways to test us, but I'm here. I'm glad I'm here.
Yeah.
In the AC,
yeah,
having this conversation,
yeah.
right?
It's cool.
Oh yeah.
It's cool. Yeah. Anyway, so I want to first delve into the year under review. I think that you have done amazing. There have been a number of notable things. I've seen a few performances of yours at like very, very, notable events, notable places, like the one with the ambassador of
the Norwegian
embassy,
yeah.
guys. The Norwegian embassy. Anabel delivered a very stunning performance at the Norwegian embassy. I'm sure that that also came with a bag.
Oh yeah, I mean yes, it must always come with the bag.
Can I see the bag? Anyway, I hear you. But that was one of the most notable things, this year. You also were nominated at the 3 Music Awards 2024 for Best Woman of the Year. Emerging Woman of the Year. Yeah. And then you also were in the Best Alternative Song of the Year. Yeah. How did that make you feel?
It was crazy. I mean, some people were saying like, it's possible. I was like, guys, that's crazy. Like, I'm barely a year into my career. So when I saw it, I was like, whoa. I mean, I feel proud. Yeah. Surprised, obviously. Right. But like, I know, okay, if I'm starting from here, what's next?
I feel you.
It's fear, but it's also excitement,
Yeah. And for what's next, guys, we're going to delve into what's next with Anabel Rose in a few minutes, but we're still talking about the year under review. Now, you also mentioned that it's only been a year into your career. How does it feel like 1 year into your career? The decision, making a decision to get into music professionally can be a very daunting one, especially, because of all the uncertainties that we have in our industry. So how has it been like for you deciding to go professional, what, like the beginning to right now, where we're at right now? Can you just brief us and the viewers and your audience a little into that?
So, I've been singing my whole life, right? Music has always been in my life. So people always ask me like, why did you just start last year? And I always say it was the fear. Fear holds us back all the time. And in my head, I was always like, if I never tried, then people couldn't say, oh, she failed. Like she tried music and she failed. So I was just like, okay, it's just a hobby. But I don't know what's happened. A few wake-up calls here and there, and like actually immersing myself in the music space here. I was like, let me actually do this thing, high risk, possible high reward, And I'm happy that I've done it. I wasn't really expecting the trajectory
that you've been on.
Yeah. I'm glad people are embracing my sound. Obviously, alternative sounds are not really like taken very quickly, but I'm excited. Obviously very scared. The music industry is such that it's like it's not like always up. Like we up, then you are down, or up and then plateau. So hopefully we are
going. But it ebbs and flows.
It
right?
does.
Yeah. So.
It does.
So it's just one of those things. But what have been some of your inspirations? I'm sure that it's outside of the fear and finally coming to that realization that if I never try, I would never know. So let me just give it my all. Like, what were some of the inspirations or the final? I would say the nail in the coffin for you to say, Okay, let's go. Let's just do this. You know.
I'd say like the underground music community,
Right.
like meeting them, obviously 99 Faces members in there, seeing them like actually going for their dreams, like performing, making music, like taking charge of their. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
like let me actually do this for real. It's actually very inspiring to see, like despite the environments we are in, it's not very encouraging, right? Seeing the realities
Of things.
yeah, but seeing the perseverance as well is what pushed me to be like, okay, let me actually get into this for real.
Yeah, you mentioned 99 Faces, right? Which obviously shows that they have been somewhat of a, you know, a key factor or a contributor to you pushing when it comes to your music. I want to know, and for those of you who don't know, 99 Faces is a collective of musicians, it's a collective of creatives, very, very talented creatives, and Annabel Rose happens to be one of those creatives. Now, I want to find out, for the sake of those who do not know, who is 99 Faces, per your own description, and how did you guys come together? How did that whole thing come about, and how did you find yourself as a part of that collective?
So 99 Faces, we are basically a music collective.
Right.
So a group of artists, producers, creative directors, graphic designers, but mainly we come together to do the music thing together. So whether making music, helping each other with our rollouts, etc. Basically, the decision to do the hard music journey as a unit and not, you know, solo.
Individual.
Exactly. So yeah, that's who we are. And
how
how
did you find yourself as part of it?
How? So I met some of the members before, like early in my experience here in Accra. Mel, the female producer, we worked in the same marketing agency.
Okay.
So immediately we knew that we both did music. We started like randomly making music together, and then I met Cozy. And then kind of met the whole gang. So very organic. I don't think I expected
to be a part of it.
Yeah, but here we are.
It also, you mentioned, so I think that one thing that a lot of people do not know about creatives in Accra and Ghana especially is the fact that they have to juggle a number of things, like, you know, from working a regular job, a day job, to, you know, having time to make your music, record, perform, and all of that. You mentioned working in the same, you know, space as Mel. How has that been, juggling a job, a regular job, with your music career? So
a lot of things have changed since I first started. I no longer have a 9 to 5.
Okay.
But let me run it back. So in the beginning, I was doing a full 9 to 5. Let's even call it an 8 to 8, because I would get there very early and then leave late. And then some days I would rush immediately to my performance gigs. So I started performing at like hotels and restaurants.
Live performances.
So a typical day, I wake up early, 5:30, I go to work. Then by 6, I'm running to go and sing at Kempinski. And then I go home, or I try to record after. It was wild, it was hectic, but it made me feel like it was new, right? All these exciting things I'm getting to do. But obviously it took a toll on me. Marketing, as they say, is a jealous job. Music is a jealous job. So eventually I got to this point where it felt like a crossroads.
You had to make a decision.
Exactly. So I was like, yo, I'm at a very prime moment in my life where the decisions I make will obviously affect me very much in the future. So I said, let me try the unconventional freelancing life and actually get more time for my music. So now I do that. I do music and then I freelance, and I have more flexible time schedules.
What do you freelance in? Because I know that per some of the videos, or your videos that I've seen, you creative direct them yourself. And you were in advertising as well. So which means that you have knowledge in copyright, a background in copyright and all of that stuff, right? So what is that like? You know, tell us about that.
So freelancing now, I do a couple of few things here and there. So I still am able to use my marketing experience to creative direct, to do content creation as well with other agencies and corporations. But then I also write. I like to interview other artists. Somehow it, like, having that experience and then speaking to other artists, it motivates me as well to understand their point of view and then chart my own path. So it's kind of a win-win. And then I still perform my music gigs. In a sense, I feel like I'm busier without the 9 to 5. But it's just like, it's just like I'm not sitting in an office all day, but I'm actually like going from place to place, doing all these different things. But
Well, what do you have an academic background in?
So I did my undergraduate studies in digital media.
Okay.
So it kind of all flowed in. So that's how I learned creative direction and editing and social media and all these things. So applying it into the real life was pretty easy, I'd say.
Right. We also, some of us happen to be privy to the fact that you are of dual nationality. You're not just a Ghanaian, you are also a Filipino, right?
Yeah.
Now, did you have your education here? Was it outside?
So I grew up in Ghana, went to primary school, SHS, and then university was when I went outside to America. And so 4 years, and then I came back.
Okay. So do you love it here? Do you prefer it here? You know,
I mean, when I came back, everybody was like, why are you coming? Like, you literally made it. I'm like, guys, it's not that simple. And me, I came here because the American government, they were playing with us non-visa holding people. But anyway, the point is like, abroad, it's basically like pick your poison, right? So abroad is great. They are earning dollars, but like the isolation is wild. The amount of like international students that have gotten like depressed or like all these things, because honestly there's nothing like the Ghana feeling, or like feeling like exactly. But obviously Ghana too has its issues. So it's the balance that you want to pick.
Anyway, but I mean, all of that being said, you have, you've gone through that, you have thrived, you have made decisions, you've gotten to crossroads, and then now you have earned yourself a reputation here in Ghana for being, you're known as one of the most, what's the word? I was looking for a word. Everybody loves to perform. I've seen you perform live on a number of occasions. You've been doing that for a really long while.
We've performed together.
Yes, we have performed together on a number of occasions, I dare say. And we're yet to release music together, guys. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. But yes, but you have been, very, very active in the live music scene, the nightlife, the Kempinski's, the Honeysuckles, the Ali Bars, and all of those places. And then now, people are listening to your music. When you drop D&D, it went wild. The dance, the choreography. Am I doing the dance right?
Yes, I mean, it's more freestyle,
Yeah, right. Yeah. Up till this point, from D&D, what was the next song you dropped after D&D? Love Me or Die.
So Love Me or Die first, then
D&D,
yes,
Love Me or Die.
Then Lungs.
Yes, and Lungs. So are all those three on a project, or they're just independent of each other?
So they will be featured in the project.
Yes, which we are going to talk about briefly, guys. Yes.
Yeah. So what was the question?
Yeah.
So they will be featured in.
Okay.
So it was kind of like my debut into the space was more or less a tester. Like, let's see how people handle these sounds that we are going to throw at them, which was going to lead into this album of like, this is a EP that this is Annabel Rose. Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned fear at the onset from, what was it like dropping your very first song? What was it like? What was it like, especially on release day?
Wow, good question. So I want to say like I didn't have much expectations.
Okay.
The fear was there, but I was also very much like blinded by anxiety because I had to get so many things in order. Like it was me and Jasper just being like, okay, you have to do this, obviously I have to do that. So when the day came, I feel it was more like relief. Like my first song, I went on Spotify and I saw the song there. So exciting. I didn't really think about how people would respond because I was like, this is a rock song. I had gotten some feedback before the song came out that are you sure this is what you want to get out with from the jump? So I wasn't really expecting people to, catch on. But I was excited to see, like, even when I performed it, people, responding, etc. So I realized that there is hope. Once I crossed that, Spotify has the less than 1,000. When I crossed that,
you knew that, I was like, we're going somewhere.
We are going somewhere, exactly.
Okay, you mentioned a name, Jasper. For those who don't know who Jasper is, would you like to briefly tell us who Jasper is? Is Jasper an AI? Is Jasper a human being?
The mystery that is Jasper the creator. So basically, Jasper is kind of the mastermind behind 99 Faces. He kind of put us all together in his grand scheme of things. Well, he has the vision. And then we execute based on his vision.
What is it like working with him, and how has it contributed to, your career to this point?
I would say that it's been a trip. It's been a ride. Oh no, pun intended.
Yes,
it's been a ride.
Yeah.
I feel like I wouldn't really be or know the things that I would have known if we hadn't had that experience together. Mostly because, as we know, there's no blueprint for doing the music thing. Like, there's no, okay, you have to do this, you have to do that. It's, so kind of being forced to be curious and like figure out what exactly it takes. Because the fear, I don't like working under pressure, but it works for me. But that really like pushed me to be like, I need to do this right, and I need to do all these things so that I know that I did my best. So
it's just I don't know, it's just how you're talking about it and everything. But Jasper is definitely one of the, I think that he's a great guy, when it comes to the music and then pushing the vision and all of that.
He's worked with a lot of artists. He has seen a lot of stuff in this scary space. Exactly. So I know a lot of people are like, hey, like, I lead him on my stuff. You do.
Yes. you do, guys. In fact, you do.
He's but one man.
So you might not get him. We need more Jaspers in our industry. But that being said, we've talked about your nominations and how that has, projected you in your career in a certain light, and then dropping your first professional song to your very, very recent song, which is Lungs. It happens to be on a project that you are about to drop. So guys, once again, we have in the studios with us Anabel Rose, the Anabel Rose, and she's about to drop a project, right? She's been dropping a few singles back to back, giving us amazing performances, and now she's about to drop or tell us something about a rose. Something about a rose, that's the title. I think that's a very, very nice title for an EP.
Thank you.
And what has gone into putting the project together till this point?
A lot.
Okay, could you share just a few
so just from inception, right? Because I'm very early in my stages of the music thing, but I knew that we had to put out a project at the early stage, at least like the first or second year. So once the songs were decided upon, I already started like thinking about the story, because it's my first project. It had to make sense. It had to be intentional. So the title, something about a rose, I would say it took a long while to get that. So I'm a perfectionist, and so I overthink. But then it was kind of like, wow, this is it, and I'm not going back. And that's because throughout my whole experience here, I feel like I've been met with a lot of curious, like people are curious about who is this girl. They can't really place my sound. But then they're always like, there's something about like I can't place it. Exactly. So I was like, me myself, I'm still trying to figure out who I am. But I also know that there's something about, so it's more like, watch this space, like this girl is about to do some things.
So you're about to give us a body of work. How many songs on that?
6.
6 songs, and you've already released 3.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure is doing amazing on the streaming platforms.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're getting like shows and performing.
The shows.
You know.
Yeah.
So what's one of the most, I don't want to say peculiar, but it is very notable. The cover art for your project. What is the idea behind that, and what went into it?
So, I don't know if people have been following my previous cover art, but starting from D&D, we had the little Annabels in the lungs. There were many Annabels in the cover art. So this EP cover art was supposed to be like a culmination of
all of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the songs are my babies, right? I personified each of them because they represent me. They represent a time in my life, an emotion I was experiencing that I couldn't necessarily deal with. Like exactly. So in a sense, they came to life once I made the songs. And I also wanted it to be a world, like a very whimsical world. Join me in this world with my little Annabels and our music. And the flowers that you see surrounding me, they're actually real. They are very life-size sculptures made by Afroscopies. He's an artist. So he let me use them, and so we put them around in a garden.
And then just...
Yeah, and then Gus took the pictures, edited them beautifully, and it came to life.
You're responsible for the creative direction, I'm sure.
Yes. So I had the idea from time. It was just like, how am I going to execute this? Right. And so I think that's the power of like community and like having all these cool creatives around you that are willing to help you bring things to life.
Right. So when are we expected to get this project?
So it comes out 8th November. That's this Friday.
Okay. Are there any features? Are there, notable productions on there?
Oh, so notable productions, definitely. We mostly kept it at home.
With Oggy.
99 Faces.
Insane Oggy.
And Mel. And then we have one special production duo in there that is not Ghana based. Well, the track list is out. What am I saying? But yeah, I'm very proud of how this came about.
What about features?
It's all me.
It's all you.
All Anabel.
No features.
All 6 songs.
What was it like working on the songs? And also selection of like the various productions. What was that like?
Well, working on the songs, it was very like apart from one, there wasn't really any pressure that this needs to be in an EP. It all felt very serendipitous. I was making all these songs, and then we eventually selected that these and these will go into the project. When it came to like the songs and which ones would make sense, obviously it was Jasper who kind of gave that direction that this is my first EP. A certain communication needs to be made in these songs, so that's also what's directed the selection and then the completion as well, because we needed one more song to make it make sense, to make it gel. So,
and that, have we heard that one song yet, or we're going to hear it on that?
Not yet.
Okay.
So
guys, you have to listen to the EP when it drops, when it comes out this Friday, the 8th of November. Something about a rose. I'm sure you're curious about that's something about this Annabel Rose, right? But so far it has been exciting watching you come from performing, doing live performances, to dropping your first single, a second, third, and now we're about to get an entire body of work, right? It has been exciting seeing all of that. I'm sure there's a lot of people who are waiting to hear, because you have amassed yourself like a fan base.
I guess so.
What are they called again?
Well, they are the Rosalindas.
The Rosalindas, yes.
But the rose petals still exist and are still fighting.
Yeah.
So Rosalinda's rose petals.
Rosalinda's Rose Petals. If you want to be a part of Rosalinda's Rose Petals, see me in Chambers, okay? Find me wherever you are going to. I don't know how you're going to do that, but find me so I can sign you up to Rosalinda's Rose Petals.
Exactly.
Right. But it has been exciting having you and insightful having you in our studios as well. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, and We love your music. We love everything that you're doing. We're looking forward to the tape. We're looking forward to what comes after. You know, but what comes after though? Are you going to give us more visuals?
Yes, the visuals must always come.
Visual.
Yeah.
The visuals must visual.
Stay tuned. I'm excited to find out what you think about the project as well. So.
Yes. I will share that with you as well when I do. But thank you for coming to the studio.
Thank you for having me.
And on Friday, we'll let everyone know once it drops. You know, 3 Music TV is all about bringing you the best when it comes to entertainment. Right here, the hub for everything entertainment, not just any kind of entertainment. Only the best, guys. And today, we had Annabel Rose in the house with us. It has been an interesting conversation. We'll come your way again with more special guests on our Thread Special. But before we sign out, is there anything that you want to say to your fans, to anyone out there watching you, listening right now?
Well, I just want to say thank you for the support. It's been really surreal. Every creative has moments of doubt, but it's always the community that kind of brings you home. So enjoy the EP, enjoy all the songs and the visuals and the storytelling, and tell me what you think.
Enjoy the EP, enjoy the visuals, and let us know, let Annabel Rose know what you think. Okay, guys, thank you for tuning in. This has been Thread Special, has been your boy Kojo Trip. So it's a pleasure to come your way, and we are out.